My earliest memory, I remember being in a sandbox and I'm holding a fistful of sand. So I ate the sand, and as it hit my tongue, I just remember thinking, nope, bad choice. I really admire people who think for themselves, who they're living at the center of their life and they're really thinking. Meryl Streep, Patti Smith, Jane Austen, those are the three women I really admire. I've always said I'm an actress first and I'm an artist. So I recently tested myself by doing a one-woman show at the Public Theater called Grounded. It was 75 minutes on stage by myself. I'm not even sure I thought I could do it. And I'm proud of myself for that because I could do the safe thing and I took a risk, and I feel like I'm a better artist because of it. Rules. When I was younger, the one that I loved breaking was you can't do that because you're a girl. As soon as I heard that one, I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it better than you ever thought I could. If I'm gonna give advice, it's figure out who you are, forgive yourself the failures that you experience along the way to becoming yourself. They're so important for who you are, who you will be. They're what give you integrity, they're what give you truth, because just as important as knowing who you are, it's knowing who you're not and who you're not willing to be. One of the things I loved about the shoot is that it's been on top of so much rubble, and I feel like so many moments in my life have disintegrated into rubble, and you just were like, okay, let's climb back up, let's figure it out.
Hi, I'm Georgia May Jagger, and we are decoding English slang words.
I'm knackered.
I'm knackered means I'm really tired.
I'm gutted.
Gutted means you're really disappointed about something.
That went pear-shaped.
That went pear-shaped means that went horribly wrong.
Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle is like saying as if by magic.
Bollocks.
Bollocks is like darn or damn.
It's raining cats and dogs.
It's raining cats and dogs means it's pouring.
Throw a spanner in the works.
Throw a spanner in the works means to mess it up.
Taking the piss.
Taking the piss means making fun of someone.
Snogging.
Snogging is kissing.
Lost the plot.
Lost the plot means you've gone crazy, mental.
A full stop.
A full stop is a period.
The loo.
The loo is the toilet, the bathroom, the bog.
I like to be home watching a TV series or a movie or something, but maybe once in a while I do like to go crazy and dance. Havana is different. I miss it so much during the entire year that when I go there, I want to go see everything. There are very, very cool bars, and I think they are getting ideas and references from Europe and decorations, and they are using a lot of rooftops. Very, very beautiful. The classic mojito, I think, is very good. Or you can also go to El Floridita in Old Havana and try the daiquiri. The daiquiri is a typical drink that Ernest Hemingway used to have. Wait, I say daiquiri, you say daiquiri?
Daiquiri.
Okay, that's why you were asking what is that. But that one is the good one, the one I'm saying. But it's not the mojito, it's a classic, you know, super fresh and cold and sweet. I like sweet.
How well does Georgia May Jagger know Great Britain?
Quite well.
What sport does David Beckham play?
David Beckham plays football or soccer.
Which is UK's longest river?
UK's longest river is the River Thames.
What did you have for breakfast?
For breakfast, I had eggs and soldiers.
What are soldiers?
Soldiers are a slice of toast cut into rectangles lengthways.
Yummy! Name one of Kate Moss's ex-lovers.
Pete Doherty,
What town do the Beatles come from?
Liverpool.
How do you take your tea?
I take my tea with milk and no sugar, never.
When did you last have a cup of tea?
I last had a cup of tea currently.
Well done! Cheerio, Georgia!
When I started out working on girls, it was really important to me to show not just sex, but realistic depictions of sex. I just felt like when I started having sex, I was like, this is not what I was seeing in movies. This is not what I was seeing on television. This is a whole different animal, and not necessarily in a great way. My biggest hope is just that we can move towards a reality where women's point of view when it comes to sex scenes is valued, and it doesn't have to be idealistic, and it doesn't have to be sort of like pleasing to a male viewer. It doesn't have to be pleasing to any viewer. It only has to be honest. I was raised by two artists, and so I grew up surrounded by creativity, and also the sense that creativity wasn't just essential to being human, but that it was actually something that you could turn into a business. I really encourage artists I know, especially female artists, to ask for what they're worth and to ask for it in a clear way, because then it removes this layer of resentment and anger and isolation that you may feel in the workplace every day because of how hard you're working and the lack of response. And the fact is money is not what makes the world go round, but money is one of the ways that we show people what their value is. The only way that any kind of notoriety or celebrity or just recognizability was going to be comfortable was if I found something useful to do with it. I've worked with Planned Parenthood for almost 4 years. I feel really lucky to be able, through both Planned Parenthood and the Planned Parenthood Action Fund, to be able to promote their work on both the medical and political side of things. I've spent some time this year, in 2016, on the road as a surrogate for Hillary Clinton, talking about why I'm supporting her in this primary. And I wanted to say what was really important to me was just talking to young women about voting. Leaving aside the issue of who you're voting for, I think so many of us have forgotten that engaging with electoral politics is not just a right, but a privilege and something that we should do if we can do. Getting out and just reminding people that engaging politically is really exciting and vital, and it's not just like the domain of white-haired old men. So often, especially women, are told that their vulnerability is a weak spot, or that they're not supposed to exhibit it, whether it's at work or in relationships. They're supposed to have some kind of like calm and cool facade, and I just don't think that's true. I think there's something beautiful and tough about showing people who you are and what your emotional reality is like, and not being afraid of what comes after. I think we can all benefit from being more emotionally honest with each other in every department of your life.
Sometimes I feel I do nothing but sleep. Nothing but sleep and brush my teeth. Sleeping, brushing my teeth, and eating. I'm waiting. But I'm not waiting to be rescued. Dreaming.